Joel, speaking of trash, how's the Marvels doing?
Ooh, well, it rose last I saw to 61, was it? So it technically got fresh. Let me see if this is true. Let
Oh,
me fact check
really?
this right now. It
Huh.
did actually. So yesterday was a tough day for it, right?
Right.
Because at its launch, we were looking at
I saw it as low as
53
48 or something, and then it
or
went up to
something
51.
crazy like that, right?
Yeah.
But let's here we are. It's loading right now. Survey says
Oh, cool.
59.
59.
Audience score is 83.
Okay.
83% just came out, right? Beware of the spoilers, folks. Apparently, there's like legit spoilers going
Right.
all over the internet.
Yep.
I changed my showtime, Obed. I had it originally for Saturday. As you know, I have some work to do on Saturday. So I moved it to Friday night. So late tomorrow night, I'm going to be going to check it out. I would have usually something like this, I would have seen like on a Thursday night. Was not as moved to have run out to see it opening night. I was being cautiously optimistic. But look, the reviews
Yeah.
on this have been so divisive, which is not
Right.
good, right? We want to see a very clear cut. This is quality. This is good. This is loved.
So
And it's
what
not
I
been the case. There's people who love it. There's people who hate it.
right. What I've seen from reviewers that I trust is that it's just not good. It has moments. It's just not good. The only constant that seems to be running through is that Kamala Khan is the best thing in the movie, and that the actress does that she does a great job. And because she keeps it real, keeps it genuine. Um, but when it comes to the actual movie itself, like it has no plot, it falls apart, it tries to be funny. The good thing is that it's short, right? It's like this.
Yeah,
It's
it's one of
less
the
than two
shortest one.
hours,
Yep.
so you know it's yeah, very divisive. Again, people that I trust their judgment are saying that it's just not a good movie. And they're there for the continuity at this point, right?
Right.
However long that continuity may last, right? Because we don't know. Like something tells me that next year this there's gonna be a wrench thrown into the continuity stuff. So yeah, man. But I don't know if you've seen a few more reviews that other than the one I sent you, but yeah, man.
Yeah, I've watched a few of them. And like there's only one person that I've actually seen give a positive review, and even their positive review wasn't that it was amazing. And that's again not so it leans to me like it's leaning more on the side of, hey, this is just doesn't come together that well. And a lot of it has to do with like inconsistent CGI, the
Yeah.
relationship between Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau,
Right.
like is not as strong as you'd like it to be. And then the villain is completely forgettable.
It's a
CG,
nothing villain.
said,
Yeah.
or nothing, another villain like there's a few things that people are already saying that's like just kind of made it weaker just as a whole, but nothing so far that has been like this is an offensive movie. I saw one person review and say like it was better than Thor: Love and Thunder. I said okay,
Okay.
that's good, but that's a low bar. Like that's not like
Man.
I want to hear that it's better than Ant-Man 2. Like Ant-Man 2 is a good movie.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want, like it's one of those ones you don't think about so much, but you put it on, you're like, that's pretty good. I actually recently started rewatching the first Captain Marvel. I watched the first half of it yesterday and like tonight or whatever, which we're not gonna have time. But I was like, oh, I'll just watch the second half, and I'm like, it's actually pretty good. Like if people go back and actually sit there and watch it like at home, it's actually not that bad. People joke on that movie, but it's very classic Marvel origin story. Very hits the beats that you need, and the CGI is not bad, and it's good. Um, but yeah, like they do need to have a stronger presence than just being, mediocre. That's what it sounds like it's coming across.
Right.
Now, I'm not trying to change subjects here, but while we're talking about this stuff with Marvel, talk about Loki, talk about all this stuff, like so right now we know that the actors strike seems to have come to an end. They're
Right.
reviewing and signing off final documents, but everything is moving forward. They've been told. move forward as if this deal is done. So a lot of projects are starting to be resumed.
Yep.
Obed, just moments before we went live, I just saw this and I pulled it up and fact checked it. There's some dates that have been moved around, so I put that in the notes. But one of the big things here is Captain America Brave New World did get some reviews. And now that journalists are able to actually talk about it because they didn't want to talk about it before. But basically, Jeff Snyder, who I do trust, is pretty good insider type reporter. Basically said that Captain America Brave New World actually received negative test scores recently. There's 3 major sequences that will be cut, and reshoots are going to happen between January all the way up to May of next year. So the movie is not looking like it was in a good place at all, and it has to have extensive reshoots according to his sources, which again I do trust. He's worked for Variety and The Wrap and some big name places. So we're not just coming over here with Cosmic Book News saying it's bad. Like it's coming from a legit place. Okay. Yes, I did the name of the bus. But like, yeah. So when you see stuff like that, the fact that they couldn't say anything over that time because they probably would have already done these reshoots. You would only hope that similar to the Daredevil situation, they took that time to say, let's stop, pause, evaluate, and talk about this thing before we just rush to put this out there.
Yeah, because
so I love that most of it's been delayed, but I hope they can get it right when they reshoot.
Yeah, 4 months of reshoot is extensive.
That's redoing half the movie.
That's extensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on a Marvel schedule, that's probably the whole movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because their schedules, like they're known to be pretty quick. Like they're not freaking like Scorsese shooting over 8 months or whatever. It says like this is remember you gotta remember they're a factory, right? And
that's true.
They gotta move. So like this is big. Like this is a big deal change. Yeah. So
that's a big deal.
Very interesting, man.
And I actually was excited for this project. Sam Wilson's Captain America, I'm indifferent. Like I knew they were going to do something new and different, but I think it was more so just because of like the cast of characters that were rumored to be in it. I was like the Red Hulk stuff, and so, like I love Hulk. I want more Hulk stuff, and like
Harrison Ford and all. Yeah.
Like there's enough stuff about that made me be like I actually was very interested in this one. So to hear this is like, oh gosh, like. Please get this right.
Like you gotta get Harrison Ford for 4 more months. This was like old grumpy old man. Reshoot this garbage
There'll be
script.
Real General Ross out there.
Like there were rumors out there that he was saying that script was garbage, right? It was like Harrison Ford was complaining about it, right?
Yep.
So dude, I was like, what the heck?
And Harrison Ford knows a good script. He kind of knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he knows how to complain about it. It's a grumpy old guy now. It's like, but yeah. I mean, he's always been kind of grumpy. Even when you look like at all the
Star
interviews,
Wars.
yeah. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. It's like they got to do something, right? And those rumors that were flying around that they're working on getting the OG crew back and all that's probably true. Like I think RDJ was out there saying stuff this week, right, about it.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. At the Marvels premiere, the headlines kept going all around. Oh, Kevin Feige shoots down that he's not he's not thought about bringing them back or whatever. Dude, if you watch the video, like people stop with these taking a tweet, a caption, and taking as gospel. Watch the videos.
Right.
You sit there and watch it when the person asks him the question. His exact answer is, "We'll have to wait and see."
Right.
That's exactly what he says.
That's not shutting it down.
That's saying that it's very possible.
Right.
Like he's just saying like I can't say for certain it's happening. Now, when it came to the Star Wars thing. He made that clear. Look, my project is no longer happening.
The project.
Right.
It's no longer happening.
The project's no longer happening, which we had already heard from reputable places before.
Right.
Saying, hey, that there's multiple projects that are deaded, and that was one of them.
Right. So the thing with that is that I guess we can use this as a we're gonna move over, but there was a rumor because I didn't put it in my notes, but the rumor was that his project is done, but that he is in talks to take over Star Wars within the next like 3 years.
Yes.
So potentially, right? I don't want to. So we know for a fact that Kathleen Kennedy is going to stay until next year, until October next year or August, whenever her contract's
Oh,
due.
wait. I thought she was gone. I
No,
thought,
she's not
yeah.
gone. Nope. I said that if she's gonna be gone, it's gonna be end of October,
These,
begin first
these
week in
people's
November.
thumbnails told me
No, bro.
she'd been gone last year.
No, since 2019, dude. She's been
According to
fired.
some accounts,
She's
she's been
being
gone
fired
for
every other
forever. But it's
month,
still her fault.
and I'm still it, dude. And I told you guys,
You
you
said
guys
it.
come in and know, I was like, oh, no, a lot of times a bunch of noobs, but dude, I was
You
here.
called exactly beat for
I
beat.
told you guys, it's like, bro, Bob Chapek leaves before Kathleen Kennedy does.
It's on video, folks.
It's
And
like,
that was a bold statement,
dude,
but it was
she's not
100%
she's
true.
not going anywhere. She's gonna end up quote unquote retiring,
Yeah, they're
right?
gonna retire.
And then someone's gonna take over, right? Is Kevin Feige the right person? Probably. Uh, it
If you
seems
had to take a guess, right? Like
right.
I would
It's
spin the dice.
it seems like he is the right person, right? Based on his track record and his love for the franchise because he is a huge Star Wars fan.
We know he's a Star Wars guy.
So, based on that, I think they would be in good hands. That said, right, who would take over Marvel? Would that then be, um, it, God, where's his name is gone from my head? Happy Hogan,
Oh, John Favreau.
John Favreau. Thank you. So I had an old man moment here.
Well, you got his character name. At least you got
Yeah,
that.
right. So, would that mean that he would take over Marvel? Like potential, like
I didn't think of that.
like dude, like John Favreau, like basically built like Phase One,
He did. They followed his design, like story wise, aesthetic,
right?
comedy beats. Like he created the Marvel formula for television,
Right.
for movies.
For movies. So he would be the right person. So I could if you're gonna go ahead and flip that, I'll take it. Right. At this point, I'll take it. I think. See, I I like Dave. I don't think Dave should be in charge. I think Dave should be in charge of stories, not of
Studio.
it's clear. Yeah. It's clear that he's got weaknesses, like we saw with Ahsoka, right? Um, he can probably give us a better story and continue the lore than produce. Like it's clear that he has some weaknesses there. So or direct, right? As a director, I think he's fine. I don't. He doesn't move my needle too much, but but when it comes to like the storytelling, then I'm okay with that. So yeah, man. I mean that's a good that's a good trade. I'll take that, right? But Kathleen is like I get guys. I'm telling you, as I told you guys, it's like if it's going to happen, it's going to happen end of October, first week of November. It's not going to happen until at least August of next year when her contract's due. Because Chapek renewed her contract a year ago, 2 years. It's not going to happen until at least September of next year. At the end of August.
Between now and then.
Right. But before that, it's not going to happen.
No.
So I don't care what Mike Zero and all the other guys on YouTube that say they have sources about her email
Clickbait.
getting disconnected, and no, man, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, right? I know a lot of us would love that, right? But that's
Yeah, we want that to be the
right,
case.
right. But that's not right. So, and again, we want these franchises to thrive. We want them to be what they once were. So that's why we're rooting for them to be the best, right? And for I guess I don't want to say the people that want to ruin it because they don't, right? And they're in the I don't think there's malicious intention behind it, at least from the top, right? From the every whenever there's food, there's cockroaches, but
Yeah. Yep.
it's one of those things, right? But if you put a strong leader that understands the vision, understand what the franchise means, not to them, but to old fans, new and are able to cater to new fans. That's the way to go. So yeah, we tough love again for Disney because we love the company and we just wanted to see them do well, but you got to make tough choices. So
The one thing I will add with specifically Kevin Feige and Star Wars, and this is a huge if, like we're just totally just talking about just based on speculation, because the source that I saw it come from is one of those like 50-50. It's enough that like it could be true, but like maybe just like seeds of it. But anyways, if he were to come into Star Wars, I think the reason I would like it is because yes, we know he's a fan of Star Wars, but even though Star Wars is a huge, vast, big world and there's a lot of stuff going on in it, at the end of the day, there's not as much projects that he would have to worry about the same way that he's had to do with Marvel. Where Marvel's kind of on its own become so many different storylines that you're trying to connect into one thing. With Star Wars, he could just put, like, let's just say, I'm not saying this is what they're going to do, but let's just say they wanted to go back to the episodic films for whatever reason, right?
right,
Like he could come in and focus just on getting those right, and in between get a couple Disney Plus shows, which is what supposedly, based on all the leaks from the big bombshell article that came out, we talked about on the podcast a bit ago, was that Feige had been stretched too thin, and he's been known in the industry before he even got the Marvel gig. He was known from as a producer in Hollywood as someone who was very good at post production. He would come in and he would a project would have already been shot, and he would come in and cut scenes and put it together to tell a really good cohesive story. And he was really good at like editing projects in the end. That was his specialty, and you saw that happen a lot with Marvel, where even certain films that maybe you were like not as good, like it would still come together and be cohesive at the end
right.
for like phase one stuff, whatever. And as Marvel become so and so more big, he's not been able to do that. He's kind of just let the creators create their own stuff, and
Yep.
we saw for that fall apart. Where with
Right.
this, there's not too much. He could focus on just coming in and get that one story right.
Exactly. Yep. And I think he got overextended. It's like he can't be on top of all these projects at the same time, and you know he needs to delegate. That's the
Yeah,
quality. As a qualitative leader is able to delegate, and he did that.
it's true.
He did what he had to do. Right. Problem is that when you delegate, um,
The wrong people.
She-Hulk too. I'm gonna be very
The wrong
specific.
people.
I'm gonna be very specific. When you
Yeah.
delegate She-Hulk to a bunch of amateurs, that's what you get, right? It's like I don't know. So that's the problem, right? You need to delegate, but you need to delegate on the right people. You just can't. Hey, rookies, here you go, make it happen, and then oof, what the heck is this?
Did you see that? Not to change something, but did you see the IGN clip with the interview with the director of the Marvels and talking about her inspiration from like Children of Advent and like The Last of Us and Horizon Zero Dawn and stuff? Did you see this clip going around?
No, no, no.
Yeah, dude. People were like, this lady's like a legit gamer, bro.
Oh, interesting.
Like she was like going into detail about like her inspirations. Then when you get to check it out, I was laughing. I was like, say what?
Oh, I did see like an article that she was like inspired and like yeah, not Advent Children and yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't read the article. I did see the headline. The headline, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, watch. It's a short video on like
Okay.
IGN when they interview her. She's
Oh,
talking,
okay, okay.
it's great. Yeah.
That's cool. That's interesting. Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. Um, yeah, man. Well, I mean, keeping it Disney. uh, so we talked about it last week that they are acquiring the rest of Hulu, but now what I predicted that was going to happen is happening. They're merging these apps. So uh, if you're paying for the bundle, it's going to be I guess a seamless transition, right? And then I'm guessing this would be a new app, or they're probably going to update and then they're going to lock certain content behind. the bundle subscription. I think didn't Discovery used to do that, right? I think Discovery Plus used to do that. They would give you some
He did.
content out there, and then some content will be like under lock for like paid content.
Peacock
I think
has done
Peacock does that.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Peacock does that. Yep, yep, yep. So yeah, that's it's happening. So yeah, man. It's I mean, amongst many other things that got announced from Disney today, I guess. So, but yeah, are you, Joel, going to
It
go ahead and
just
bundle it?
It just makes sense. Like
You gotta
there,
do
people
it.
are complaining about there's too many apps, too many different whatever, and it's not even just like the cost mechanism because that's already something that gets people to like people aren't inclined to do it when they have to pay for two separate things. If they see it merged together, like well, at least I got all this content in one place, they'll pay for it. I think as long as again you're not abusing that,
Right.
but at the same extent, like you're offering a variety of content and you're also getting people to watch content that they wouldn't have gotten if they didn't have these subscriptions. Like there's some people who have they don't give two licks about Disney, right? Like they're not a Disney people. They just watch Hulu and they watch, New Girl or whatever shows that's on there. That's their favorite. And that's great. That's good for them. But if they had access to Disney Plus content, naturally, what are they going to do? They're going to surf through and be like, huh, maybe I should watch this. And so you're going to get more exposure for the brand. The fact that they bought that majority ownership just a week before, like this only makes sense from like a brand, from just like we already saw that the increase in Bob Iger was talking about it yesterday about the increase in subscribers. They were projected to
Right.
have 148 million subscribers. They got to 150 instead. So they actually surpassed some of their numbers. He credited. I was watching the CNBC interview, and he said, there's still strong numbers behind Elemental, Guardians 3, and The Little Mermaid on Disney Plus, and like that helps like having that kind of content people just kind of jump between to watch. And I think that's the same thing you could see here with Hulu now bringing that merger in. Like people like you who have not seen Prey
Right.
are gonna that's one of the things you're
Right.
gonna watch between now and March of next year when you get it. And it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Let's give us another one. So it's good exposure all around.
Yeah, exactly. See, I would rather give my $10 to Disney and get the bundle than to split stream and not have a service available for me to be able to
Oh
stream
man, the
my podcast to
savagery.
the internet. So, yeah, man. I may go for this bundle because there's stuff in Hulu
Yeah.
that I want to watch. So
Yeah.
for a long time, like freaking One Punch Man season 2. It's in
Yeah.
they have exclusivity with it. So here's the thing, right? With Hulu getting into Disney Plus, now they have anime. Now how are they going to expand that? Because
They have to.
they have to jump on it, right? Like Netflix is doing a great job with that,
Yeah.
right? I mean, not to mention Sony consolidated their stuff. Like they're like Sony's on top of anime right now. They own it, right? But Netflix no slouch. They've come out very aggressively and they've gotten a lot of content. So I think now is the time for Disney to take the opportunity now that Hulu
Totally.
has the content and push it, man, push it, because you gotta win those anime people back, man. Honestly, and I mean, yeah, we'll see. That should be coming out soon, right? Did they give us a date? It was like they said very soon, right?
Yeah, it was March of next year is
March of
what I
next
saw
year.
between now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's spring 2024. Yeah. So okay, cool, and yeah. So I guess they did okay. Yeah, overall, like you mentioned, again, parks making a ton of money, but uh, you know, so here's the thing with parks, right? And this is gonna be because this is I really freaking care about the parks, right?
Yeah.
And that's the part
That's
that's the part that really hurts me every time
go for
because
it.
you're increased like unattainable prices. Like these things are out of control, and then you keep cutting back. Like I would rather spend those $60 billion or whatever instead of just building new stuff and going crazy and building another new park, bro. Why not just make everything freaking work and not bring classic stuff back. You know, bring the old Journey into Imagination. Bring the crazy Epcot stuff. Bring, you know, update what you have. Right? It's like those animatronics. I don't want to see. I don't want to go into Pirates of the Caribbean the next time I go and see a pirate having a seizure. Like I don't want to see that. Right? I want to see updated stuff. You know, make it refresh what you already have, because what you already have is iconic. You don't have to
I
reinvent
save a lot
yourself.
more money doing it that way too.
You don't have to reinvent yourself. Yes, I would take Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom and give it a Tokyo treatment. What Tokyo's doing with it. They're going to just rebuild the entire thing. I would totally do that. Now that you have Tron and you have a roller coaster to keep people, you know, happy for a little bit, you know, you don't have to redo the exterior of the building like Tokyo's doing, because Tokyo's doing they're demolishing it, they're rebuilding the entire thing. But you can take, you know, make it look nice outside. Come on, give it a fresh coat of paint, make it look nice, but then redo the entire interior. Just like blow my socks off with the ride itself. Make it a
Totally.
modern roller coaster in space with, you know, how it was supposed to be in the beginning. So, like that's the, you know, best example I can give you, like Space Mountain, and then you know, friggin' finish Animal Kingdom, whatever the changes are, right? That's great. It needs it. And then finish Epcot. Like I'm not. I refuse to go to Epcot again until I there's not a barrier around. Finish the damn park. Dude, it's like,
Supposedly, they're still say on their website like between now and next year, but
yeah.
we're in November. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know.
They're behind.
They have to
Yeah.
be.
Also, just to throw it out there, right? It's like with parks. Yo, Universal already started hiring people for Epic Universe. Like, like they already started. So you guys gotta make it happen, right? And I think that's the best you could do with that money. It's like don't go too crazy, don't do crazy expand, don't do another park. Make what you have better. And yeah, you know, expand and build, right? But I would take care of what you have first and then go and do new stuff.
Which to me is pretty much what they announced at this last D23. Like all the stuff they announced, generally speaking, I was a fan of. I know some people didn't like that they were updating Dinosaur and making Indiana Jones and stuff like
That's
that, and
fine.
like all this stuff. But to me, like as long as everything they make is new and works, I'm good with it. Like
Right.
I personally think all the direction that they announce that they're going in, as long as they can execute that, like just focus in on that. Don't get distracted with anything. You don't need to make another major announcement. That was your big announcement. Now just get it done over these next couple of years.
Totally.
Like go for it. I want to see them really focus in. But yeah, man, interesting times with Universal
Yeah.
clamping and seeing
Yeah.
an Achilles heel, and they want to see a very successful 2025. They've got limited time, Disney.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I'm happy. I'm happy to see them double down on ESPN. I'm not gonna comment too much on that, Joe, because
Well,
I think there's stuff that's happening that I I I don't want to comment. But if you know, you know.
yep,
So,
yeah.
um, and yeah, that's overall good. Good job, guys. You're doing it. It's like Bob. Finally, some good news, Bob.
Good.
See, see. Bob. It's like, oh, here we go. I got it. Oh yeah. So, no, finally good news, man, and um, I'm hoping you guys keep the ball rolling, and you gotta when it comes to parks again, get your stuff, get fix what you got, then do new stuff, and then you know if Marvel hit rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. So Star Wars already hit it, so it's up to you guys now to make it happen.
Last hope.
Last yeah, the last hope. It's like, oh, that should be the title for episode 9, The Last Hope. It's like A New Hope and The Last Jedi together, right? So
Wow.
there you go. Jill said it here first, and all the time.